In just a few short days, once peaceful fields had turned into battle zones, torn apart under the hooves of countless wild hogs. Fear spread so deeply that no farmer dared to plant another seed.
But this was not a storm.
Refusing to give in, Mark and his hunting crew set up an ambush, carefully tracking every sign and path these beasts usually followed. For them, this wasn't just another hunt, it was a fight to defend their land. But would the plan hold, or would the nightmare continue? Stay with us through this gripping journey and tell us which moment left the strongest impression on you. As dawn broke, Mark and his team quietly moved into the field, scarred with signs of destruction. The hunting dogs were released, noses pressed to the ground, and within seconds they picked up the scent. Their sharp barks shattered the silence. Then, out of the brush, a massive boar burst forth, charging straight at the group. No one flinched. Gunfire cracked through the air, and in an instant the beast collapsed. But everyone knew this was only the beginning of a dangerous hunt that still lay ahead. Moving deeper into the field, Mark kept his eyes fixed on the shifting shadows of wild hogs. Then he spotted it, a massive boar, head down, feeding without the slightest clue it was already in his sights. Mark slid into position, steadying his rifle. With one smooth motion, he pulled the trigger. The shot rang out, and the giant beast collapsed instantly. A clean, decisive takedown that ended the threat in a heartbeat, leaving the field as if it had finally breathed a sigh of relief. But the danger wasn't over. From a distance, more dark figures suddenly emerged across the field. This time, Luke, one of Mark's teammates, was ready. Gunfire erupted in rapid bursts, every shot hitting its mark. Several hogs staggered, stumbled a few steps, then collapsed, ending their rampage. Another stretch of land had been secured, safe once more from the wild and As night fell, the Real chase began. At exactly 7 p.m., Mark and his team were already in position, waiting silently in ambush. Through the infrared scope, the field lit up like a glowing canvas, every movement traced in bright streaks. Near the edge, a herd dug furiously at the soil, unaware they were being watched. Mark gripped his rifle tight, aimed, and pulled the trigger. The blast shattered the silence, throwing the herd into chaos, leaving several wild hogs lifeless on the cold ground. Suddenly, a message crackled over the radio. Another threat had been spotted. Through the infrared scope, it wasn't just a lone hog but an entire herd gathering, ready to tear the fields apart once more. The team held their breath, rifles locked on target. In the next instant, the night erupted with a storm of gunfire. The herd scattered in panic, but it was too late. Within minutes, bodies lay across the ground. Another massive threat stopped in its tracks. Tonight's hunt may be over, but the threat of wild herds still lurks somewhere in the dark. The battle to reclaim every inch of land has never been easy, and for the farmers, it's a fight they must face day after day. If you want to see more dramatic and unexpected stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next episode. Not only are they known for destroying crops, but wild boars also bring terror to human life. Hidden in the harshest corners of nature, they seem to challenge the limits of human endurance. Yet, whether under the scorching heat or the freezing cold, hunters tighten their rifles and move forward, into a battlefield where only courage determines survival. Will they succeed in taking down these ferocious beasts? The most breathtaking moments are about to unfold. Stay tuned until the end to find out who the best hunters are. In sub-zero cold, Nick's hunting team pushes ahead, crossing the snow-covered mountains of France and quickly taking up their assigned positions. In the still, white forest, a hunter watches closely through the dense trees. Suddenly, a herd of wild boars appears, moving in a steady line. Without hesitation, he aims for the largest and fattest one, and pulls the trigger. The target drops instantly. The rest of the herd panics and scatters. He manages to take down a few more before the survivors vanish into the deep woods. The first shots, swift and cold-blooded, mark the start of a challenging hunting day. Tracking signals soon pinpoint the herd's location, and Nick immediately commands the team to advance to the ambush point. As predicted, the boars emerge from the snow-covered bushes. Gunfire erupts, one by one, the beasts fall. On the white snow, only the carcasses remain, proof of a perfectly executed operation. There is no escape for the wild herd.
I don't need saving. Everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me. I think I've had enough.
Elsewhere, another hunter spots a lone boar hiding among thick tree trunks. Without giving it a chance to flee, he pulls the trigger, the bullet hits its mark, and the beast collapses instantly. Moments later, more gunshots echo through the forest, signaling another victory for the team. Every threat from the aggressive boars has been eliminated, restoring peace to the harsh, snowy mountains. Meanwhile in Morocco, a high-stakes chase unfolds on the hillside. The hunting team arrives early, quickly spreading out to encircle the area. The hounds scatter, sniffing for prey. In less than 10 minutes, a signal rings out, and seconds later, a wild boar dashes across Henry's sight. Without hesitation, he fires, the gun roars, ending the deadly game. Following the remaining tracks, Henry moves along the slope, his eyes locked through the scope. Suddenly, several large boars appear, weaving through the bushes. He shoots again, the bullet finds its mark, the beast collapses instantly. Another victory secured, another dangerous threat neutralized. Elsewhere on the hillside, another hunter spots a few boars trying to escape through the brush. Just as they break cover, gunfire rings out, the shot lands true, and the animal falls before it can flee. The danger to the harvests and the safety of the locals has finally been wiped out. If you enjoy thrilling hunting adventures like this, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, so you won't miss the next episode. The dense forests of Tuscany are not only breathtakingly beautiful but also conceal countless mysteries and challenges. Here, the wild boar, intelligent and powerful, has the ability to blend into the foliage, making the hunt a demanding journey. They are not merely prey, but a harsh test of skill, patience, and adaptability to the wilderness. That is precisely why we decided to step into this forest, not only to hunt, but also to face the challenges it posed. The morning mist still lingered on the treetops when we arrived, ready to embrace the challenge. Fully equipped with specialized weapons and support gear, the group stepped into the forest with a mix of tension and excitement. Soon, I chose a suitable hiding spot. A pungent, familiar scent drifted past, signaling the arrival of our target. A burst of gunfire erupted, aimed directly at me. The wild boars dashed like shadows, swift and fierce. I kept my finger steady on the trigger, the bullet left the barrel, and they staggered. A perfect beginning, like a sign for a promising journey. Deeper into the forest, we dared not relax for even a moment. The hounds barked frantically, signaling they had cornered the prey. Their barking echoed, like a bell urging us on. The boar tried desperately to escape, but every path had been blocked. At close range, Mark, my companion, quickly pulled the trigger. Bang! The shot roared through the woods. The animal collapsed after a final attempt to flee. Mark had seized the moment perfectly, bringing down the target with precision. After surveying the terrain, we realized that the boars in Tuscany were extremely cunning. Whether alone or in herds, they hid cleverly among the thick foliage, always alert to the slightest movement. Thus, the group decided to spread out, each holding a position to increase our chances. Not long after, a heavy shadow entered my sight. The moment had come, and I fired. The bullet struck true. Almost simultaneously, David's shot rang out from the west, clean and decisive. Our strategy had clearly worked. The shot sent the herd into panic, scattering south through the woods. I immediately radioed Luke, stationed nearby. He waited calmly, eyes fixed on every rustle in the undergrowth. Then it appeared. Luke did not miss the chance, squeezing the trigger with keen focus. A short, precise shot. The animal fell instantly, a triumph of patience and concentration. Still, we believed many others remained hidden. The tension grew heavier around the forest. I gripped my rifle tightly, ready for any moment. Then, as a cluster of dark figures moved into my sights, I fired. A wave of satisfaction surged as my shot landed perfectly. Countless hours of training had paid off. Though weary, everyone agreed the journey had been worth it. The hunt ended, leaving us with a sense of fulfillment mixed with deep respect for the strength and cunning of Tuscany's wild boars.